having the roots in Kaveri Basin, we are very proud to call ourselves as a bank from the South India. Now we are entering growth in terms of double digits in terms of both profitability.
Well, the bank's asset quality is improving and the provisions seem to have sort of receded a little bit. How do you see these metrics heading this financial year?
The recoveries from the NPAs are higher than the incremental slippages, reducing the NPA figures. The earlier SOPs that were given, I don't know to what extent they are yet to give the results.
Hello and welcome. I'm Vijay Srinivas. We are joined by the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of the City Union Bank, Dr. Kamakodi. Thank you very much, Dr. Kamakodi, for joining us on TheFederal.
Thank you.
I would like to begin by asking you on the digital buildup that's happening at the City Union Bank. You've collaborated with the Boston Consulting Group to up the bank's digital infrastructure. How is that going on? What's happening there?
The first main phase of the project is over. Basically, we actually started with multiple products. So all the projects are basically to automate the digital lending processes. Already the digital lending process automation for the MSME credit is through. We started with the MSME credit less than 3 crore to start with, then we increased it to 5 crore. Now it is up to 7.5 crore. How it basically works is that what the customer needs to give is perhaps even OTPs of his what do you call your GST returns, his income tax statements, and also access to his bank account details. All these data are taken from the source directly, and it system helps in estimating what is the quantum of loan that can be given. It also checks with the CIBIL check automation and also with the how the registration with the central government is done. Bulk of the Udayam registration, like that, bulk of the getting the data, catching it from the source is automated now. So we have now it is up and running for all the MSME proposals up to 7.5 crore. We have also now introduced digital lending on housing loans, loan against property and other data. So now by and large the credit processing of request less than 7.5 crore is by and large now automated. All the required data are collected from the sources and the calculations are taken based on the algorithm. So it has reduced the turnaround time, which normally used to take even up to 2 to 3 weeks and all. Now even if every data is perfect, you get the decision even in 2 to 3 hours if everything is okay. Even wherever some amount of manual intervention is needed, you get it at the best in 2 days or so, which is in fact helping our customers to get their decision much quicker, and the lower turnaround time and better accuracy of decision making is really going to be an important achievement for us going forward.
Yes. The bank's loan book predominantly comprises MSMEs and agriculture business. The personal loan segment, which again cater to the very pre-existing market within the MSMEs and agriculture, stands at 7% according to the order book of FY 2024. So is the bank looking at diversifying going forward?
See, the diversification is a continuous process. So the fundamental risk management says that you need to have your book as diverse as possible. Okay, we have focus with the MSME. Along with that, we have gold loan is a significant close to 20% of our portfolio, and the regulatory retail also takes in a significant larger portion, both in terms of the multiple industries and also in terms of the geographical areas. We look for this. So far we had restricted our focus for the consumption portion. We had not been very active in housing loans and other secured retail portfolio. This automation process is helping us to get into that segment also, which we are in the process of starting and building it. We anticipate maybe in the next 3 years time we should be having about close to even 7 to 10% of our portfolio coming from this segment of secured retail portfolio like housing loan, loan against properties and other things.
Well, I could witness a lot of Tamil vibes while coming into the corporate office. And rightly so, you've got a significant portion of your branches here in Tamil Nadu, followed by states in southern India. Any plans of expansion into other geographies in northern hemisphere?
See, on one side, being like say having the roots in Kaveri Basin, we are very proud to call ourselves as a bank from the South India, particularly from the Tamil Nadu, particularly from the Kaveri Delta. So from there, like say our roots are dating back to 1904. We are completing our 120th year this year with a track record of what very few banks even across the world can boast of. 120 straight years of profitability and dividend declaration. But from there we had slowly moved from, like originally we started with the Kaveri Delta, then we slowly moved to even parts of Chennai and Coimbatore and other places. Then we, in 80s we moved to like say other southern states like Karnataka at Bangalore and Hyderabad and other places and all. Now we still have about close to 70% of our branches business come from the Tamil Nadu. So we have significant presence in the states like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka. We have almost covered all districts in Kerala. We have significant Mofasal presence in Maharashtra, Gujarat, even in Rajasthan. So we have about close to like say 10 branches or so in Delhi NCR region and surrounding areas. We have also in UP. So going forward, even though we currently have about 75% of our branches out of Tamil Nadu, going forward in incremental basis, like say at least 50% of them will be in non-Tamil Nadu states going forward, covering all the important business centers. We may be having branches across the states and all, but you can't take away from our roots, which is Tamil Nadu, which I have to like say re-emphasize here.
Okay, so you operate predominantly out of Kumbakonam, right? I mean, like there are very few banks actually do that, and still Mumbai is considered the financial hub of India. Do you see any challenges working out of Kumbakonam? What are the pros and cons?
No, it's not so. Say for example, even if you take Tamil Nadu, we have 3 banks who are having their headquarters in non-Chennai Tamil Nadu, and we are all doing well. Similarly, like us, we have banks which are operating out of like say Kochi or Thrissur in Kerala or Mangalore in Karnataka, like that. Every place, depending upon where the bank was started, these things are there. Now the connectivity has definitely improved, maybe like even in like say the traveling between Chennai and Kumbakonam, which used to take 7 hours in the past and all, have come less than 5 hours now. But still there is one road stretch between Kumbakonam and Vikravandi near Velpuram. That one 4-laning is still under progress and getting delayed for a longer period of time. If it gets like say opened, probably the traveling between Kumbakonam and Chennai will be about 4 to 4.5 hours. And the connectivity with Trichy has improved, like say even the 4-lane one final stretch between Kumbakonam and Tanjavur is under progress. If it gets completed, Trichy airport will be at the best about 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. Tiruchirappalli is a good international airport now with the connectivity across even global cities. So the answer is yes and no. Now on one side, yes, physical travel has certain hardships, but at the same time the connectivity is definitely improving, and video conferencing and all are able to make you to get in touch with any part of the world in real time and all, that saves us. So you are able to balance both, and by and large I spend about 4 days in Kumbakonam and probably 2 days out of Chennai. This is how I am managing my time. But anyway, like say, yes, we used to have difficult times in the past, but things are definitely improving, and we hope it will improve much better after the connectivity with Chennai road improves.
Fascinating to see the banker talk of mobility there. What's even more fascinating is look at your profile. Like you've been a chemical engineer turned banker. How does it even happen?
See, if you just look into the history of the banking and how people have handled in the past, maybe the beginning of like say 20th century, it was that only lawyers were managing the bank. It was because like the banking was about like say taking deposits, giving loan. When you give loan, you will be having some bad loans. To get those bad loan backs, you have to go to the legal recourses. and hence most of the people who ran the bank in those period used to be lawyers. Then there was a transformation, like say accountants took over, chartered accountants and all, they took over. So finally, after the arrival of technology in a big way, it has become the domain of engineers handling the banking now. Hence, like say as an engineer, so even though I started my career as an engineer, worked as a hardcore engineer and planning engineer for projects and all, then I had my degree in business management from Chinese University of Hong Kong, which helped me to understand the nuances and connect the banking technology and various facets in the banking. So that has helped me to like say to be at ease with the banking, and you can very well see you have many like say banks which are run by the engineers turned bankers now, and I am also part of that group.
And coming to the crux of the matter, the bank has made a profit of about 8% last financial year. And what's your outlook for the current fiscal year, and is there any internal targets that you have set in?
Yeah, this year, I mean, in fact, we had set a target for more than a decade or so with, like say, consistent about 15% business and profitability growth, which also there was some disturbance during the COVID, and we have recovered from that and all. Now we are entering like say growth in terms of double digits in terms of both profitability and business is what we are looking into. We always we had a decade when we used to have about 2 to 3% growth over and above that of the industry. So sooner we had some sort of reduction in the growth during the COVID period. Sooner or later we are in the race to achieve that track record whatever we have done in the past.
Well, the bank's asset quality is improving, and the provisions seem to have sort of receded a little bit. How do you see these metrics heading this financial year?
Yeah, we feel like say as you rightly pointed out, for the past about 3-4 quarters, the recoveries from the NPAs are higher than the incremental slippages, reducing the NPA figures. We hope by the end of the current financial year, we should be getting back to the pre-COVID level of net NPA is what we are looking into currently.
Well, the union budget is around the corner, and what are your suggestions? What are your recommendations? What are your expectations from the finance minister this time?
See, I'm not such a big person to give thing and all, but let me share my views. The very important transformation that has happened in our country in the past, like say a decade or so, is the fiscal management has become substantially, like say, strengthened. It has happened in both the ways, in the sense that, like, after the arrival of the GST, the formalization of the economy has ensured that the leakage in the recovery mechanism is getting much better. And also during the COVID, when all the even developed countries and all like say spent a lot of money and printed a lot of money, which had in fact affected their fiscal discipline, which created a lot of problem for them in the past, and most of them are going through that phase. Fortunately, our country did not print like say extra money even during the COVID. They managed the fiscal discipline properly. So the tax collection has been like say robust, which has kept the fiscal deficit also under control, and overall economy is pretty stable, and all the parameters are improving, and you are seeing that. So in that way, like even there are discussions that whether there could be possible tax cuts. You are seeing multiple discussions which is happening over the like say all the media and all, whether those cuts should happen in the GST or whether those cuts should happen in the income tax, and by altering the slabs and other things. So as a common man, it's going to be the, on one side, as a responsible citizen, we need to understand that collection of tax is very important to run the country. At the same time, like wherever there is a possibility of giving concession to the people, those concession could be given. And you are also like say seeing like say certain policy changes, particularly in terms of like we are seeing, even though in certain things the investment in the investment cycle is yet to pick up and all. The earlier swaps that were given, I don't know to what extent they are yet to give the results. I hope there will be sufficient steps to ensure that the boost in the activity level, balancing both the growth expectations and also the benefits for the common man, we should be hearing from the current year's budget.
I was talking to the former Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Subramanian a couple of days back. He was focusing on the MSME sector, where he was talking about there should be an enhanced, sort of spotlight got to be given for the MSME sector, which is quite labor intensive, right? And since your bank certainly caters to that particular sector, how do you see the demand coming in there? How do you see the health of the MSME sector in general?
See, we could clearly see during after the arrival of the COVID, you had a portion of the MSME sector which got wiped off. We could clearly see those businesses which were not fully compliant, whose profit margins were only from the evaded tax, who were not doing the compliance job properly. They were weak and they got cleared off during the COVID period. Now we could clearly see in terms of the asset quality and the repayment track record, the MSME sector is, we are able to see much better numbers there. At the same time, we have to take it with a pinch of salt that the investment cycle in the MSME sector has not, we are not seeing. Normally what happens is that when the, like say, when the health you see are getting better and all, people will go for the investment in the capacity utilization or whatever it is. You are also hearing from the policy statements that the capacity utilization is yet to, it has just crossed the pre-COVID level of capacity utilization, and you are nearing the point where the investment cycle has to start for creating the surplus capacity. So, to sum up, on one side you are seeing that the viability of the survived MSME sector and the repayment track record and all such things are extremely good now, which I have not seen in the past. At the same time, the growth is yet to start and investment cycle is yet to start. And as you have pointed out, I mean, MSME sector offers significant employment in the country, and the health of the MSME sector is very important. So, we are going through the period of transformation where the formalization is almost nearing completion with so many like say things in place. So, I hope you are entering into a phase where the MSME sector will see significant growth when the capacity utilization crosses the threshold level and investment cycle also picks up.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kamakodi. Fantastic talking to you there. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.